Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Point Fighter Live, and we're gonna have a great show today. I hope everybody's having a super Monday. I'm having an awesome Monday. No lazy Monday for me today, right? Um, so I'm hoping everybody had a great weekend, St. Patrick's Day weekend, and thanks for joining us. You're getting that notification now. Well, I'm about to get it. I haven't gotten it yet, but thanks for sharing. We're gonna have today Kristhian Rivas on the show. We're gonna be talking about the Redlands Invitational. There you go. I just got the notification on my phone too. Give us some power. Give us a share. Hope everybody had a great weekend, and we're gonna have an awesome show today. Kristhian Rivas, he won the Redland Invitational not this past weekend, but the weekend before, and he's been on a roll. So he's been on a roll. He's one of the top young fighting prospects, in my opinion, out there on all the circuits. Okay, so we're gonna have a great show with him today. We're gonna talk some sport karate, and we got some other tournaments coming up soon too. Give us some power. Let us know where you're watching from. You have any questions or comments or topics you want to talk about? Let us know. Point Fighter, Welcome to Point Fighter Live. Um, we have so many Point Fighter approved events this year, and it keeps growing. So thanks to all the support from you guys, and also thanks to our sponsors, Royalty Promotion. Mini Queen does a great job with events. She's growing as well. She has a bunch of tournaments every weekend now, and she does a great job with custom events, customizing awards and a theme for your event. So you're looking for great trophies and great awards, Mini Queen is the way to go. Those are some of the trophies from the Redlands Invitational. Redlands was a great tournament as well. Here you could see some of the action. The trading cards. We have the trading cards. Now we have the trading cards at the Point Fighter approved events. Tony Osani got inducted in the FBBA Hall of Fame. And it was a great tournament. I enjoyed myself. And congratulations to all the winners. Kristhian won the men's overall $1,000. So that's very cool to see. It's like a mini national, as you guys could see. They had the stage. We had a bunch of streaming and videos and pictures from the event. So it was a great event. We really enjoyed ourselves. Now, another sponsor we want to give thanks to is Doris Brothers. They do a great job. And Doris is he's been around a long time, right? He's been around a long time, and we're gonna have power rings coming out soon for Point Fighter approved events, and they're gonna be sponsored by Doris Brothers. ASG, thanks for ASG for everything that Jason Chen does. They got the helmets, they got gear, they got uniforms, they got anything you need for the sport karate side, and also Top 10. They have a good special going on now that they wanted me to promote. They got mats right now. Fighters Inc. All right, Fighters Inc. website. You could go on and you could get the mats at 20% off retail, off the retail price. And then if you own a school, even a deeper discount. Okay, but you got to get a hold of them. Call Fighters Inc. Tell them I sent you, and you get a good discount. Right now is a good time to get new mats for your school. It's still the beginning of the year. So, and they got a great deal for that. So, this weekend we have one tournament coming up. Then we're gonna bring in Kristhian. All right, we got the Champions Challenge up there in Michigan. We're gonna have the Point Fighter trading cards at that event. We're gonna have live streaming. They got the Grand Championships at 2 p.m. It's gonna be an awesome event. There you go, Power. What's going on, guys? Yes, Monday morning power lunch with Point Fighter Live. Thanks for joining us. Christopher Rivas is here. What's going on? That's Kristhian's brother. And what's up, Chrissy? Yes, the Jubilee Open, right? Pro Mac power, baby. All right, hey, so we're gonna bring on Kristhian right now, and he was the winner of last weekend's tournament, Redlands Invitational. And let's bring him on now. Let's not keep him waiting. Hey, what's going on, sir? How's everything?
Everything good, everything. How about yourself?
Awesome, man. Awesome. I'm having a great Monday. Thanks for joining us today.
Like, anytime, man,
On the
anytime.
show. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And congratulations on winning the Redlands Invitational.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate that, man. It was
Yeah,
very
actually, last year, that was kind of one of the first times that I really noticed you in the adult division. You know, where you
Yeah.
came out and you had a pretty big. Back then it was like a big up. It was almost an upset. You know, you're the young
Yeah.
guy and you beat Ryan in the division, and then you bowed out to Yoskar, and then because you guys were in the same division, and then
Mm-hmm.
so that's kind of where I saw you. And then I saw you win Dixieland, and
Yeah.
you got some momentum, and like man, now you're like a top prospect. So that's it's been good to
Well,
see all that
yeah.
evolve.
Thank you. Thank you. I've actually talked with Tony and all my teammates that the same thing happened with Pan Americans. Last year I beat Brian and then I bought out to Oscar, but at Pan Americans I lost to Saint, and it was a very like I felt like I had like an upgrade because this past year I actually so I've been trying to keep going upstairs, going
Yeah,
up.
man. Yeah. You've been fighting. I mean, you've been going to a lot of national events, and you're up there too. You know, like you're a contender for sure
Yeah.
in the lightweight grants. Now, what do you see before you were kind of like coming in like by surprise, but now people know and the fighters respect you. Do you feel like it's harder now because they know now you got fighters maybe trying to figure you out. They're studying you, right? You
Yes.
think it's
Yes.
harder?
Yeah. I definitely noticed that sometimes like I had like a regular point that was my go-to point that I can score on people. But now people know that I'm going with that, so I've noticed and I have to like step my game up and like try to figure out different things and how to attack and it's the more strategy than before.
Yeah. You change it up a little bit, right? You add more
Hmm.
things to the game,
Yeah,
and
I had to.
maybe like some surprises, right? You throw in
Yeah,
surprises.
like I still have it, but I can't use it at all times like I used to before. I had to be smarter about it.
Yeah, but man, you got that great body punch where you get a lot of distance
Hmm.
with it, and it's kind of
Yeah,
like
I
man,
think I think basketball helped me with that because since I played basketball for high school, it's helped me
oh
get a wingspan. So that's helped me with it, and the fakes too. I know how to like. I've tried to find similarities between basketball and sport karate, and some
yeah,
things I can use in basketball that are from sport karate, and sometimes I can use in sport karate stuff from basketball.
yeah,
So,
man. You got like a really long stride. You cover
mhm.
a lot of distance. Like you go pretty far. How tall are you though? How tall are you?
I'm 6'1".
Oh, you're six
Yeah,
one. Yeah. You are pretty tall, but already to begin with for sport karate, and but man, it looks like you could go 7 feet, 8 feet. But it looks like you're
yeah,
longer
yeah.
when you stretch.
Randy calls me monkey arms sometimes. It's
Yeah, man,
funny.
and your arms are long too. Exactly. So,
Yeah,
man, like if you guys haven't seen video of Kristhian, you'll see what I'm saying, and that makes it really hard for people to decide you, right? It
yeah,
makes it
yeah.
really
So,
hard.
I still have
Yeah,
to
for
time it
sure.
though. I've been caught a couple of times too.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, but like the way you come in like that, with the fakes, it's like it's not just having guts, right? Because you have the
Hmm.
guts to go in, but like you said, you set it up
Yeah.
with the fakes.
You have to work through it. You have to like before as I used to before because nobody expected my arms to be so long, so
Yeah,
I could just I know I could get them, but people are expecting me now, so I have to work through it and work it out and work it out, get some fakes, and then I'll know when to go.
yeah, man. Hey, so going back to the Redlands, how'd you enjoy the event this year?
Oh, it was pretty crazy. I still couldn't believe the day after. It was like
Yeah, man, it was awesome.
it's still crazy to think that I'm fighting with all these guys that I've been looking up to since I was little. It's still
Yeah,
every time I
man.
fight with Ross, it's like that. Like every time I fight with all those guys, it's like, man, I can't believe it. I'm in the ring with all these guys.
Yeah, man. That's true. That is true. That does happen. You're still. How old are you right now?
I'm 19.
You're 19, Brian. Yeah, you're still young, and you're hanging in there with these guys too, right?
Yeah,
But the top four were actually all Venezuelans, and
yeah.
it was Brian, Yoskar, and Neomar, right? Neomar
No,
Castillo.
yeah,
Yeah, all great fighters, and man, like it's crazy, like how you guys are doing so great over here too, and like one thing I'm gonna ask you a question, like in Venezuela, and then maybe has it come over here the rivalries, right? The
yes,
rivalries. Like
Hmm.
I know that Legend, you guys kind of have a little rivalry with the Diamond Team and like Prop
Yes.
guys, right? And that's very
Yeah.
cool to see.
But it's all sportsmanship. Like,
Yeah,
we know that they're coming for us and we're going for them. So
yeah.
we always know that sometimes they're the rock on our shoe and sometimes we're the rock on their shoe.
Yeah, for
So,
sure. You guys are talking always on the sidelines to each other, like you guys are
hmm
all one family. But it's cool to see that there is that rivalry there. You guys want to
yeah,
win, you know? Yeah,
definitely. Yeah,
yeah,
this at this tournament we're like, well, this is well, I don't know if in Venezuela there was this big tournament, was Tony's tournament, which is called the Battle of Venezuela.
yeah,
So when we saw our four of us, what is the top four, we're like, well,
yeah.
Battle of Venezuela once again.
Battle of Venezuela once again.
Yeah.
Hey, so man, you're only 19, but like, man, that's it. Like you talk about the Venezuelan legends, top fighters that you could say of all time, right? Like you got Tony, you got Yoskar, Brian. Ibrahim he was young when he came to. He
Yes.
was really, but I'm saying like Venezuelan fighters, um, that were big star. Javier Caminades, right? Now,
Hmm.
now you're starting to kind of get in that talks of that too. People got to start
Yeah.
saying, "Man, this guy's doing a lot of things young at a young age."
Well, that's very humbling. Yeah, but I'm still going up there. I'm still going
You're
up
still
there.
going. What's a good thing too is like a lot of those guys are older, right? And like they didn't have a chance to like really compete so much into the
Hmm.
big national term. They would come out here just a few times a year, so you didn't really see them in their prime. I mean, Brian is kind of in his prime right now, right?
Yeah.
He's in his prime, but like Yoskar and
Yeah,
some
Oscar. Yeah.
old, yeah, some of like if you guys would have if they would have came out here more, I think they would have
Yeah,
done.
that would have definitely.
Yeah,
I always tell people that I talk to, I always tell them that if Oscar had a chance to compete here in the United States in the NASCAR circuit and like here,
yeah,
like it would have been, he would have been up there with. I think my personal opinion, he would have been up there with Pedro Xavier, Raymond Daniels, and
for
all
sure.
those guys.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And you're seeing that now. You're seeing so many now Latinos. Like before, it was like a few years ago, it was like the European invasion, right, into the United States where
Yeah.
you had Pirali people, Roman, and now it's like, man, the Latinos, the Mexicans, Guatemalans, Venezuelans. It's
Yep.
like
Latino
they're top.
power.
Yeah, for real, it's like a top 10. Like, but it's like top 10 fighters in the world. Like a few already are. You could put a few
Hmm.
Latinos in there for sure. And it's just crazy how the opportunity. Sorry about that. The opportunity now I guess present. What's the difference? Do you think now between back then and now? Now, of course, for Venezuela is different. I want to talk about that too. Venezuelans kind of got forced to come out, to leave
Yeah.
their. But how about like what? How about Guatemala and Mexico? Like,
Hmm.
why didn't they come out before? I'm trying to think about that and like,
Yeah.
where were they before as they're
I don't
coming
know.
now?
I'm guessing. My guess would be since you said it was always Europeans and Asians coming in here. Now that I see more Latinos started to come up little by little, I'm guessing. Oh well, that's the competition where it's at. I'm guessing that's what they're saying.
Yeah,
That's where it's at. So I guess
yeah, they're coming.
that's
Yeah, and I think maybe they're like also it's like, man, he could do it. I should come out there too,
yeah,
type
yeah,
of thing.
definitely.
Where before, like I remember, like Pablo was one of the first Mexicans to come out to compete in NASCAR, right? And before they were competing in NBL, and then the more Mexicans started coming. So it's kind of like build the confidence up. And I'm pretty sure
Hmm.
people in Guatemala have to be confident now with Enrique, like Letona. He's doing
Yeah,
some big things. So I,
is
I bet you there's gonna be more to
def
follow, for sure, for
yeah.
sure.
It's most of the time it's just the competition that goes in inside your head because it happens to me sometimes. Like, oh, I think I could beat him. I think I could beat him, and then I'll try to go to that tournament or wherever he's at. For example,
Yeah.
it happened to me this year with the Irish Open. I'm like, oh, I think I could do a good fight against this fighter or this fighter, and just makes me want to go there.
Yeah. It makes you want to go there. Yeah, for sure. Irish Open maybe next year, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. Hey, so man, and that's really, in these countries too, people don't realize too though that how many maybe they're not getting confidence to go, but maybe they're just like they have so much competition in their countries, right?
Mm-hmm.
That they're like they feel like they're already really big. Like if you think about Guatemala and Venezuela before, there was tournaments with like 25 teams. You know, Tony's
Mm-hmm.
tournament used to have,
It was.
you know, it would be bigger than some of the tournaments that are big here. You know, so maybe that comes into play too.
Yeah.
Like competition out there is very, and the talent is very high.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. Well, sometimes you always want to get bigger. If it's you never want to be okay. I'm big, so I'm big in this country, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna stay here. Well, for me, I would like to be big everywhere I go.
Yeah,
So
man. Yeah.
so
Now people are putting that more importance in that, trying to win just everywhere, right?
exactly. If you if
Another top guy was Apache too. I gotta mention his name as a
mm,
Venezuelan great too.
yes, yes,
Yeah, yeah,
definitely, definitely.
yeah.
I everybody always talks about his fight against Tony's fight. I never got to
Oh,
see
him
it,
and Tony
but
Young.
everybody.
Yeah, I was
Hmm.
there. It was like '94, I think, at the Georgia Dome. I think it was. Yeah, that's a
Hmm.
legendary fight, man. We got that fight's out there, right? And
Yeah,
YouTubers. I gotta
it
pull
has, yeah, we have to. I haven't seen it, but everybody
have
always
you seen
talks about
it?
it. No, I
Yeah,
haven't. I haven't, but everybody talks about it.
man. I gotta find footage of that. That's a
Hmm.
legendary fight for real that people talk about a lot. Now, uh, one of the topics I wanted to talk to you about last week, I posted in the discussion forum a poll on injuries, right? Fighting with a
Hmm.
minor injury. Now, I'm talking about a minor injury. Like, I'm not talking about if you got knocked out and you have a concussion. That to me is a major injury. But like nicks and bruises, you know, that you just deal with. How do you
Yeah,
feel about fighting through stuff like that? Or do you only fight if you're 100%?
yeah. Well, no. Well, in it's a complicated topic, but for me personally, if I can fight, I'll fight. For example, I always ask myself this question. So, for example, I have an injury and it's hurting me. So I ask myself, can I fight? And yeah, I can fight. So I just fight. But if it's like I'm still not 100% or like not even 80%, I won't fight. But I'm always trying to fight through injury. My dad always gets on me because of that.
Yeah, yeah. Like, let's say you have a hand injury, right? Like, and you could
Hmm.
still kick and punch with the other hand. Would you still fight or no? It
Yeah.
depends. It depends which
Well,
hand, right? Like your body
yeah.
parts.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I actually had an injury. Well, it still hurts some because I did my body punch, but I didn't do it like this. I went like this, and
Yeah.
it hit somebody's elbow, like
Oh,
right here.
yeah.
It's still that happened at the tournament before Pan Am's last year. I've been fighting through it, so
Yeah, man. Yeah,
it's
it's a touchy
depends.
subject. It depends on the injury, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
For me, I'll just fight through it unless it's like a broken bone or something like that.
How about if you have a plane ticket somewhere, right? And your entry fee is paid for already, like the sponsor paid for your entry
Hmm.
fee, and you know you're there, and it kind of happened just a few days before, right? And it's kind
Hmm.
of like what like do you feel like there's pressure from your sponsors to fight, or and you kind of would do it, or you're just like no, health comes first?
No, I would do it. If everything was paid for, I would do it. I saw Michael Simmons. He wrapped his hand. I think his
Yeah,
finger was broken, and he put some tape on it, and just to fight Tony. I think
yeah.
that would be me. I would do
Oh,
that
dude.
too.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure, man. That yeah, because being at the tournament, not being able to fight, is must be feel.
yeah, it's the worst
It's
when you
one of
see
the
your
worst
fighters.
feelings. Yeah, yeah, for sure. That's where you're like, ah. But hey,
Hmm.
I got another question for you. One more question for you. Or talk about this. It's very important. Venezuela, right?
Hmm.
Last time you came on the show, we were talking about Venezuela, how bad it was, and now, but it kind of looks like there's a little hope, right, with the new
Yeah.
president. But then there's still stuff going on with the electrical. Last week, like the power went out and stuff. And
Well,
how's the status
mhm.
out there
Yeah,
for you guys, for your
well,
family?
good to see the light at the end of the tunnel. I like to call it. We finally taken that step towards
Yeah,
freedom. So it's good to see the light at the end of the tunnel, but there's still so much to do. Like for example, last week, my family over there didn't have power for like 4 days, and this was the whole country. And like
Yeah,
it's still crazy to see a whole country does not have power for 4 days
yeah, man.
and no
People were
water, no
dying and
nothing.
everything. People were
Yeah, like
dying
people
and
at the
everything.
hospital that need the machines.
Yeah,
I think there
yeah,
was like 73 people, 74 people that died because of that. And
man.
you see babies just coming. It's just
Sad.
crazy.
It's really
So
sad, man.
it's good to see the light at the end of the tunnel,
Yeah,
but there's still as long as they're still there, there's still work to do.
yeah,
This
yeah.
we
There's
still have to
hope,
go through it.
but at least
Hmm
there's still a little hope right now.
That's the
Right,
thing.
there's more hope. Yeah,
We're glad that we're finally taking that step,
yeah.
and we're glad that we can see it. Like I always say, like we can see the light at the end of the
Light
tunnel,
at
and
the end of the
we have
tunnel.
hope, and that gives us strength. But we still have some work to do.
Yeah, man, for sure, man. It's crazy, and prayers
Yeah,
out to everybody in Venezuela, and
yeah. Please.
we're praying for you, and the other day, my student Victor Suarez, he works for the Air Force, and they were
Hmm
shipping out care packages
Yeah.
for like thousands of people, and he
It's
did that for
crazy.
2.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
people, they're so reluctant. The government over there is so reluctant into getting help or getting out of the
yeah,
power that
yeah.
they did a live aid and did this whole thing to send food over there. And what they did, they burned the help.
They burned some of it, right? Yeah.
The truck that was coming in,
Wow.
not some of it, I think it was all of it. They burnt it because they didn't
Woo.
want no help. And imagine all the people finally waiting for here comes the help, and then it gets burnt. It's
And even family members trying to send stuff over there, right? It may not
yeah.
even make it, right?
Sometimes we are just what can you do? Sometimes we send stuff over there. Sometimes we send stuff, and we know that some of that stuff that we sent is gonna get taken away.
Yeah.
But
So
I
you're
rather
hope that it gets
yeah
through. Yeah.
I rather let them get what they got, like at least a little bit than
Yeah.
that. But we know that we take that risk that we know that something is gonna take away or like,
Wow,
but
man.
it's just nothing we can do.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. And I'm with you with that. My brother-in-law lives over there. My wife's brother lives out there in the family. So I know that the struggle they're going through too. And it's crazy, man.
Hmm
So let's see what happens. I guess
Yeah.
let's see what happens, and just like you said, hope it. Light at the end of the tunnel. Hopefully, but the
Yes.
Venezuelan people are fighting. They're making like they're not
Yes.
quiet.
Yes.
Like I think about the Cubans
It's
and how they
honorable
just
what they're
stay
doing.
quiet and zip it up, but Venezuelans, man, you guys are
Yeah, we're
fighters for
fighting.
real. Yeah,
Yeah, we've been fighting for like I think I came to the United States 5 years ago, and that's when it was just starting, and that's where the protests were starting and everything. And those 5 years has just been a constant fight.
yeah,
So
yeah, man.
hopefully it doesn't die out.
Hopefully we could all go back out there too, and there'll be a big tournament over there as well.
Hopefully,
That'll be
yeah.
great to see in the future. Yes, fingers
hmm
crossed. Hey, so what's next
Yeah.
for you? What's the next step you have?
Next is Ocean State on
Ocean
April,
State, yeah. That.
and then America. I'm trying to
Hey, so the
make
team is looking pretty good. Like with you, Yoskar, and you guys have in the Pan Ams, you guys picked up Coca, right?
Coca.
Is it yeah,
hmm
Coca. He's still with you guys too. He's gonna
Yes,
be.
definitely. Yeah.
That's a good
I,
team right there. That's a
hmm
solid
Yeah,
team.
and we got Jose
And
too.
Jose
hmm
Ibarra. You guys have a good squad right there for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have
Well,
a good, dangerous team.
yeah, we're cooking something up. We're cooking something up.
Are you guys? I mean, this is more of a question for Tony, but like Coca was kind of like an outside pickup. Do you guys see yourself picking up other people like that in the future, or maybe
um,
you never know?
I like to think that we can, but this is all Tony's decision.
I know that's all Tony's stuff. Yeah.
I always try to. Oh, how about we pick up this fighter? How about this one? How
Hey,
about this
but
one?
you
But
know what
he.
happens? Once you pick up one outside fighter, then other fighters may start contacting you guys,
hmm
right? Because they're like, oh wait, you guys are picking up, So I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure that I
But
gotta
yeah,
get Tony and ask him. I gotta get Tony and ask him.
yeah. I always try to slip a name or two under there. How about this fighter?
Yeah,
How about this fighter? But he always stays. I'll make the decisions. I'm gonna.
yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. That's awesome, man. Hey, thanks for joining us today,
Hey,
and
no
good
problem.
luck at Ocean State, and
Thank
keep
you.
it
Thank
going,
you,
man.
sir.
Power, baby.
Power, power.
Yes, sir. All right. Thanks for everybody for joining us. We're gonna have another show tonight, a pre-show, Intermountain Nationals with Mike Tobin. See you guys tonight. Power baby. Happy Monday. Woo!